So what happens when you cross an axolotl and a hippopotamus? You get an AxolotlPotamus, as I like to call it, and this is how you draw one. So you start off with a simple circle, which doesn't have to be perfect because, like all living creatures, there's no such thing as perfect symmetrical shapes in living things. So don't worry too much about that. And then we just kind of add a body here. Really, it's going to be about 2.5 times bigger. It doesn't really matter too much how big the size you make it. I just try to make it a little bit long, almost like a hot dog. And I've drawn this thing so much, but I can never really get the tail to be exactly right. So I have to redo it again and again just to get it right. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that the bottom of the tail kind of connects to the bottom of the body there. And the reason I say that is because it kind of covers up the back leg. That's how I like to draw them, with a long wispy tail. And that's one cool thing about axolotls, actually, is that they can regrow their limbs. So they could potentially regrow their tail. And they're also known to regrow parts of their brains. Isn't that insane? That's why scientists love to study them so much, because of these like regenerative powers, however you want to say that. And now I've just added in the limb here. You guys can see that. It's kind of like the hippopotamus thing I'm going for, some of those bulkier limbs. And the eyes here are just going to be these little, I guess you could call them a semicircle if you wanted to. It's kind of just these joyous little closed eyes with that hippopotamus-like mouth that I've drawn there. But the most important thing about the AxolotlPotamus is he has a tongue that sticks out. And that's how I always like to draw him. Now, I was particularly happy with how this smiley face turned out. He really does look joyous. It's probably the happiest one I've ever drawn, so I'm going to give him a little speech bubble there. And then I just add some more details, throw in a foot there on the back, and then some of those toes. And he looks nice and squishy. I know, it's really great, and that's when you want to take that bold pencil and fill it all in. But I wouldn't recommend squishing them because it is part hippopotami. And guess what? Hippopotamuses, or hippopotami, however you want to say it, are responsible for 500 deaths a year. Isn't that insane? They kill 500 people a year. Very dangerous animals, not to be messed with. But like most animals, it's good to just kind of let them be in their natural habitat and observe them from a safe distance. So here I am just kind of finishing in the bold markings of the face there. And now, there's a very important detail that we add. I've kind of zoomed in here so you can see it. I'm just going to take my pencil and just go along the edges, adding in these little hairs. It's meant to imitate those little stem-like hairs that are on the axolotl. It's a little bit more of a creative version of it because it doesn't look exactly like it, but it's just how I felt like the creature kind of stands out, is with these little hairs. It's a little bit messy on this one, but you can really draw them however you like. You can make them long and wispy, which I've done before. And then, of course, on the tail, add some hairs there too. Now, one little detail that I like to add is I like to give him a little friend. So I just draw, like, I kind of imagine it as being one of his cubs. I don't know what you call a baby AxolotlPotamus, to be honest. It's just a baby AxolotlPotamus, and I like to draw him on the back of his mother. And as we all know, because it's an axolotl and a hippopotamus, it's an aquatic creature, so you gotta give it a little pond if you like there in the background if you're looking to add something. So I just drew a very, very simple pond there so you can see where he lives. And really, you've done it. That's what an AxolotlPotamus looks like, so I hope you like it. And yeah, it looks nice and cute. Feel free to share a photo with me if you'd like, and let me know if you have drawn one. But yeah, that's really it there.